Lovelies, and welcome to Makeup Chats, where we bring you makeup from the mountains to the oceans. So today we are talking about Project Pan. So Emily started this thing called Project Pan, and she's going to explain what that is.
So I started this year Project Panning, which is the goal to use up products or to try and hit the bottom of a pan on a powder product. So for instance, like using the powder enough so that you can see the pan, and this is going to be really bad because you can't see the lighting, but so that way you can see the pan at the bottom of the product. And the goal of Project Panning is to use up the makeup that you have in your collection. It's a good way to focus on makeup so that you can use it up so that you can get your money's worth. Because I spent a lot of money and now I want to try and get as much use out of the products that I own. So Project Panning can be done several different ways. But for me, it's just my main reason is to use up products that I purchase so that way I can get a good sense of how long it takes me to use that product.
Yes. Awesome. So Emily and I have this problem called shopping. And especially with all of the advertising in today's world on social media and just even TV commercials. They have Ulta commercials now.
Yep.
Just seeing new makeup and new products and watching YouTube reviews is like, now I have to buy that product. So we buy too much makeup. So Emily decided that she was going to use up as much makeup. And I thought she was crazy because one day I called her and she was inventorying every single makeup item that she owns. And I'm like, that would probably make me sick to know how much I have. What do you think about how much it costs?
It shocks. Like I didn't realize how many items that I owned until I went through the list and was like, oh, I have that many like blushes. I had no idea I owned that many blushes because I'd never counted.
Yeah. I've got like 6, so I'm still working on my collection. But yeah, so it's great to use what you have, and especially in our consumeristic world. So Emily is going to tell us more about her project Pan. So Emily, let me get my microphone out so that I can interview you. So Emily, why don't you go ahead and tell us when you started your project Pan and how long you were going to do your project Pan until, or as of right now, how long you're going to do it.
So for me, I started the beginning of this year after going through my 2020 finances and realizing how much I spent. I kind of decided to buckle down for 2021 so I could put a ton towards savings and just put away money instead of spending it all. And so I started January 1st, 2021, and I would like to make it a year-long project Pan. I'm on a no buy, which is a different thing. But I'm not buying any makeup until March 1st. But as far as my project Pan, I would like to see it go for a year, just because I would like to see if I can challenge myself to do that.
Awesome. Very good. And so you are now, it's February, so you're about a month and a week or 2 weeks in, month and 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
We'll just round it up.
Yeah, we're filming this on the 11th. So this is being filmed on the 11th, but it'll be posted, I believe, the 21st, if I remember correctly. So if you're watching this on the 21st, I'm almost done.
With your no buy.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, but the project Pan, we're going to try to make it the whole year. So you've been digging into your pans for what, a month and 2 weeks now. So
I try not to dig the most I can just because I'd like to be natural. But yes, there is times where I'm very tempted to dig at my products.
Well, it was metaphorical, but yes, we were just talking about how some people dig into their pans, and I'm like, I could use some of my eyeshadow palettes could probably last me for at least 2 years and not hit pan if I use them every single day, just because I don't like, I go with a light touch. I've learned that it looks a lot better than going heavy-handed. So yeah, so you have been doing your project pan for a month and 2 weeks. I've said that 3 times now, in case anyone didn't know that. Um, so how are you tracking your, oh wait, are you weighing them?
I am. I
Oh.
am tracking by weights. So I have a spreadsheet. I love spreadsheets. Um, it's kind of nerdy, but I have a spreadsheet that I keep on Google Docs so I can access it from my phone as well as my iPad so that I can go in and track the weights. I have a scale that I put everything on and I track by grams. Even some of the liquid products, I just go by grams because then it's just universal, easy to for me to read. And so I usually do it every 2 weeks. I go in and check my weights. Eventually I'd like to get to the point where I'm only doing it once a month, but for right now I'm doing 2-week check-ins on every product.
Very good. Awesome. So what is the product that you have seen that you've used the most amount in? What
So
product?
skincare was the first thing that I've noticed the most. And now my lines are of course coming off. But I started back in January 1st. I started up here. And then my next check-in was 2 weeks later here. I didn't use it very much. I kind of forgot that I had this product until like closer to the check-in. And so 2 weeks later, I was down there. I'm currently right about here on the product. So I've used
Wow.
a good amount of product in the last 2 weeks. Um, I don't really know if this product does anything, to be honest, but we're going to try and use it up. The other product that I've noticed the most is like lip balm. Ooh, if I don't drop it. I go through a lot of lip balm, but this is one that I consistently use every night. I keep it in the same place so it doesn't get lost or get tossed into a bag and I forget about it. This one stays at my desk, so I use it every night and every morning. So I've seen progress on that. And then but the rest of my products, you kind of almost have to see the weights to really see a whole lot of progress because it's really difficult with some of these to like see the progress.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, eyeshadow palettes. I like never see progress in my eyeshadow palettes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So, um, you said the lip balm and the skincare. Yes, skincare is
Yeah.
something I actually go through too. All right. So you said your two most used products. Oh, it's okay. Your two most used products are lip balm and skincare. That's awesome. So, oh, what was the other question I was gonna ask? I don't even know. No. Track progress. Oh, okay. Okay, here's I've got a question. So with your project pan, you have certain products that you're trying to use all of. Do you exclusively use those products every single day, or do you like to switch it up and use different products every once in a while? How does that work?
So I try and use the products in my project pan as much as I can. But if there's something that I'm like, oh, I really want to wear that palette, or I really want to use that blush or highlight or something like that, if I want to use something different, certain days, like I will, because if I restrict myself to only the products that I have in my project pan, I know that I'll get not bored with them, but just kind of like, okay, well, I have to use that blush. And makeup is such a fun process for me that I don't want to make it sad on myself. But um, like I do wear the same highlight pretty much every single day. Anytime I'm wearing makeup or wearing highlighter, it is this one by Essence. It's the Pure Nude. I mean, I've had this one for far too many years. And you probably can't even see much of a dent, but hopefully you'll see at least a little bit.
Yeah.
I have so much product left in here and I don't know if I'm ever going to actually use this up.
And
I
how
feel like it's going to go bad before I ever get to the bottom.
I'm surprised it hasn't gone bad because I'm pretty sure you had that back in college.
I think I did. I'm pretty sure with this one, I'm gonna hit pan. If I ever hit pan, I'm just gonna pretty much stop. I'm not gonna try and use up the entire product on this. A, because it's so old, but B, at that point, like once I've hit pan, I feel like that's an accomplishable goal. Whereas other products, I want to try and use up completely. This one, like, if I can hit pan is good. Similarly to, I'm never gonna pan a palette. Well, I'm not gonna say never, but I don't think I could pan an entire palette. So like this one's the Tartelette and Bloom palette. Um, my plan was just to hit pan on the taupe shade in it, and I successfully did that. And so I moved on to other shades. So I now moved on to the Natasha Denona palette, the Camel palette, because I feel like it's got a good range of neutrals. And again, I did rearrange this and I added one other shade from a different palette into it. But I feel like I can use this every day and achieve a very natural but like beautiful work ready look. And so I'm not panning this one currently, but I did previously hit pan on one of those shades.
Nice.
So
Awesome. Yeah, because sometimes there is so much product in there. If that was your only eyeshadow palette, then you might hit pan on some more, but when you have, there's so much fun makeup to find and buy and enjoy, it's hard to stick to just one.
Yeah.
So so now, Emily, tell us what products you have Project Pan pieces for or makeup for.
So I have a lot of Project Pan items that are specifically like base makeup and face makeup. That seems to be my trend for at least for right now. So for instance, powder. So I feel like powder is something for me because I use it every day. I can use it regularly. And as crazy as it sounds, I'm trying to go through two powders. One's a pressed powder and one's a loose powder. It really depends on how much time I have in the morning. If I'm like trying to get out the door really, really quick, I'll typically go for the pressed powder just because it's quicker and easier. Because I have more control over it. But on my days that I'm getting ready, I'll try and use my loose powder from Too Faced. And then the other thing that I have duplicates of, which is going to sound crazy, but I have duplicates of BB creams. And my main reason is I mix them together when I do my makeup. I do a little bit of each one and mix them together, and I use them. And I have been able to work the way down on the tube. So currently I'm down to here. I don't know if you can see my lines, but I make little marker lines on them to show where I'm at. There we go.
There you go. Nice.
So, and then this one, some of them are coming off, but I'm half done with it. So I do make progress, but I mix them together. And then I only have one concealer because I've been trying to go through the same concealer for like way too long now, but it's the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And I always think I make more progress than I do because I'm always like, oh, I'll be able to finish it. Oh, I'll be able to finish it in this. And I've been using it for months straight. And it's the like concealer I use every single day and it's still not gone. So I really shouldn't have a ton of backups of things that take so long to use, but I didn't realize how long it would take me to use it. So
yeah, because Emily here is the backup queen.
Yes, I buy way too many backups. The other items that I do have a few eye makeup products, but I don't include things like mascara because I replace it so often that I feel like I don't always get a chance to use everything up. And then I've got eyeshadows. So I've got, like I already said, the Natasha Denona Camel. And then because it's so expensive, I bought it for my wedding makeup and then didn't end up using it on my wedding day because that's how logical I am, was the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in Marie Antoinette. Technically, it's got a 6-month shelf life once it's open. So it needs to be used up because I've had it more than 6 months. But I'm going to try and use it up because it's $32 that I don't want to waste. I've made a good dent in it, but I still have a lot of product to go. So hopefully I can make good progress on that before it goes bad because that was way too expensive to waste.
Yeah, just over here slightly judging you. It's fine.
It's okay. I'm judging myself. I literally thought, oh, I'll buy it because that's what I'll wear on my like on my wedding day. And then I end up using the Maybelline shadow instead.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes it's like buying food. and you're like, well, I'm gonna plan out my meals for the week, and then you get to Tuesday and you're like, I don't want to eat this.
Yep.
Yep.
That's where I was at.
Exactly. That's awesome. I'm glad you're using the makeup that you spend a lot of money for.
Yeah,
It's
a
always
lot
important.
of
And I'm over here, Miss Queen of I don't buy things that aren't on sale.
I don't think I waited for a sale for those ones. I think I bought those outright because I used justification of, well, it's my wedding makeup, so I want to make sure that it's the best quality that I can get.
Yeah, well, and what better justification can you use than your wedding? So,
Right.
I mean, you know,
If you're gonna splurge, that's the one time to do it.
it is. So, all right. So we've got lots of different products you're using up, and then, what are do you have plans for, okay, our next question. So what are your plans after you finish the project that, or the makeup product that you're working on for Project Pan? Do you have backups or,
Some of them I will roll in a different product. Some of them I will roll in a backup if I have one. Um, Sometimes I like to give myself a break if I have the same product instead of opening up its backup, using up something else that's already opened my collection first. So once I finish the BB creams, I think I'm going to move on to a different foundation for a while and try and either use up or just work on using that foundation before I switch to the backups of the BB creams. I do have to get to those fairly quick because the SPF in them, not that I use that as my SPF, but like eventually it's going to break down in the product. And then I do plan on rolling things. So it's called a rolling project pan. So as you use one product, you roll a different one in rather than just saying, oh, well, I finished a makeup product. Now I can move on. It's like I have a lot more to get through. So hopefully I'll just be continually rolling in new products and using them up as I go.
so now what is the product that you have the most backups of, and how many backups do you have of that product?
I have 5 backups of the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu. It is my favorite lip gloss of all time. It is the most beautiful shade. And it is something that I've recommended to like everybody in my life. Um, I have so many friends and family members that absolutely love that shade as well, and they use it. And I keep them as backups, and then I will sometimes give them to people. Like if I'm doing their makeup, I will just give them the lip gloss that I used on them because it's something I have lots of backups of.
Yeah. And so now if that product were to ever be discontinued for whatever reason, how many would you go buy?
I am just hoping that it never gets discontinued because um,
Oh,
I don't know what I would move on to because that really is like my perfect gloss.
awesome. Yeah, I think I actually have one from your wedding because
Yep.
I remember you had several of the NYX glosses for your wedding. Nice.
Mhm.
Awesome. That's so funny. 5. Because I remember back when we were in college and you didn't have near as much makeup as you do now. And
No,
I had like no makeup, like mascara, and I slowly started to build from
we
because of
had
you.
mascara and I think you had a lip gloss when we met.
Yeah, probably.
I think that
So,
was
I mean, before I met you, the most makeup I ever wore was like mascara and eyeliner under the eye, and I should find a picture. That's great.
yes.
Purple eyeliner, purple liquid eyeliner under the eye, because on top of the eye was too difficult. I don't know why it was easier under the eye. Probably because my top eyelid, like, you have to like,
Yeah.
it's more concentration, I guess. It moves more. I don't know. So yeah, and then I always had pretty good skin, so I didn't wear foundation and stuff. So yeah, and I didn't know how to do anything else. My mom doesn't hardly wear makeup, and lipstick's the fun stuff, lipstick and lip gloss, and then mascara makes your eyes look bigger. So I was like, Set.
Yep.
Awesome. Um, no, yeah, I remember you still, even in college, when you didn't have that much makeup, you would have like 3 mascaras because you'd have your mascara you were using and then 2 backups of that same mascara.
Hmm.
And I was like, this girl is crazy. What does she think's gonna happen to her mascara?
I always fear that like the one day that it goes bad is the day that I don't have a backup of it. And like I'll go to use my mascara and like be getting ready for something important. For some reason, I always think that that's going to be like the day that my mascara is all dried out and crunchy. And so I always seem to have backups of products that I love.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think I have anything. I don't have any backups per se, but I do have multiple of the Milani concealers. I do have a couple in the same shade. Um, but yeah, that's about all my duplicates.
I have to get better about backups because the problem with the biggest issue with backups for me is I will move on to other products that I like more and then have
Yeah,
these backups sitting there waiting to be used. And it's like, well, it's not my favorite product anymore. So
yeah, because there's
I'm just,
always new makeup, always new launches coming out, and yeah. Well, and I was always the kid when I would get like something special or whatever, like something expensive or like I don't know, I just like stickers comes to mind, for example. Like I didn't want to use the stickers because then when I used the stickers, they were gone. And
mhm,
that's how I approached my first like a big expensive bit not big, but expensive eyeshadow palette was the Christmas one from Too Faced. And I was always like, I can't use that one. I have to use my other ones because this one's like special. And I was like, and then I like I still have it, but it's like old now and I don't
mhm,
use it. And I never hit pan on it because then I
yeah,
started buying more makeup. So use your makeup. You're not going to use it all. You're not going to run out of the lipstick. And if you do,
no,
you can buy another one because there's a store somewhere that you can go to or you can buy online or whatnot. And it gives you an excuse to buy new makeup. So
yep. Use it up. Don't let it go bad. Don't leave it bad while you're waiting to use it.
no, don't. And rediscover the makeup. If you are like us and you have lots of makeup, rediscover your makeup because there's so many times that like I know what I have, but I pull it out and I'm like, this is beautiful. Why am I not using this?
Hmm.
And it's like because you look at what you're sitting in front of you. And especially if you're in a hurry and you get in the routine of using the same thing over and over, doing the same thing over and over. That's why my makeup tip of the week, which if you look at our Instagram, I write whole paragraphs of tips because apparently I'm wordy. And my tip was explore and you're like what not explore. It's the wrong E word. Experiment with your makeup. Experiment before you're going to bed at night, before you're going to take it off on a Saturday or something where you're not going anywhere. I experimented. I shared some lovely pictures of some awful eyeshadow that I recently did because I wanted to try to do like Bucks makeup eyeshadow for the Super Bowl because I thought that would be cool. And I tried to do the new style of like the eyeliner that goes across here. It doesn't look that great with red, bronzy colors.
It
So
didn't work.
it doesn't look good. You can check it out on our Instagram
Yeah.
at
Go look at the
at
picture.
makeup.chads. So it's definitely one of my fails.
But that's okay. We fail and we learn new things.
And that's what makeup's all about. It's honestly an art to explore and to make you feel beautiful and confident and to enjoy. Um, so yeah, definitely experiment and don't try something new right when you're walking out the door because I've done that before too and it's awful. I mean, that just puts the whole mood and the whole day in a bad mood for me.
Yeah. Don't try that brand new foundation that you don't know whether it's going to last or not until you try it on a day where you're like, oh, I need my makeup to last all day without it looking bad at 5 o'clock because I've got something going on that night. Like, wear what you know it's going to work.
Yes. Yes.
But
What have your
if you're around the
reliable.
house, wear what you want. See if it lasts.
Yeah. And then you can always take it off in the middle of the day and redo it too if you want to. And like I took that eyeshadow off right away and it stained my eyes some because it was like reds. And so it's like, well, that's great. Just stained my eyes. So also beware of lip colors, trying new lip colors and then thinking they're going to come off. If you get a lip stain, it's going to stain, especially your hands. I've had stain marks all down my hands. We both have. So that was a huge rabbit trail.
That was a very long rabbit trail.
It was a very long rabbit trail, but very necessary, so we just want to encourage you to use all of your makeup. So since we're talking about using our makeup and trying out and experimenting new things, why don't you leave us in the comments your product that lasts you the longest, that you don't run out of, and your favorite new makeup that you've discovered from rediscovered. Yes, rediscovering is also a great option because there's so many times that you forget about awesome makeup and it's there waiting for you to use it. All right. Do we have any other questions or is that
I would say
what else did you want to talk about?
that's, I mean, don't hate pan. I like that comment, is the don't hate pan. If you are wanting to use up all your makeup or you're wanting to use up certain products, if you decide you don't like it while you're trying to, pan it, or if you decide to project pan, if you don't like it, don't keep panning it. You don't have to. If you keep doing it because you don't like the product, but you feel like you have to use it up, you're not going to enjoy using it. So if it gets to the point where you don't enjoy it, either get rid of it, or maybe just put it back in your drawer or something like that. Get out something new and come back to it and see if you enjoy it later. But don't use the same product every day for months if you don't enjoy using it.
Yes, that is a great tip. Or use it when, like, I have foundation that is my favorite that I use it when I want, like, I'm like, my makeup's gonna look good today. And then I have other foundation that it's fine, but it's not like it's not my favorite. And I'm wearing that right now. Find times to use it when you're like, oh, I just want to have makeup on for a meeting or for something. And I'm not trying to like do my makeup to the, I don't know.
I don't know where to go with that. But I get what
There's
you're
different
saying.
occasions that I use different makeup for,
Yes.
and that's fine too. So
use your A game. Use your A makeup. Everyone has like the A makeup and the B makeup. Use your A makeup when you want to feel confident, even if you don't have anywhere to go. But don't use your B makeup if you're going somewhere really important and you need your makeup to last.
yeah, very good. There's A team, B team, C team, sometimes D team.
Honestly, though, if you're keeping your C and D team makeup, maybe it's just time to let it go. Don't keep that.
I need to clean out my makeup. That's what I don't think I've ever gotten rid of makeup unless I've given it to someone.
Hey, we can always film it. We can do a
Yes,
declutter.
we really should. I don't like watching declutter.
I love watching declutters.
I don't know why. Maybe because probably because I get jealous of all their makeup and I'm like, just give it to me.
I will watch declutters like for hours. I love watching them. It's so inspiring. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do that too. So like if I'm in the mood to declutter, like a lot of times I'll put a declutter video on to get me in the mood to declutter.
Yeah, well, we might see a declutter video coming up soon-ish because I do need to go through my makeup and organize and get rid of some stuff. Some stuff's old, some stuff is sentimental. So I'm gonna keep that, but some stuff I definitely should throw out or give to people. I have like a giveaway pile and I never gave it to anyone. Yeah. So
Well, if you have any other questions, comments, anything about project panning, if you have any questions you want answered, leave your comments down below and we'll work on answering those questions as soon as we possibly can. And if not, we'll see you in our next video.
bye.